Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Southern Gateway Chorus live stream. My name is Zach Holman.
And I'm Joe Hunter.
I think I've got my set here relatively close to set up. There's a little bit more of an echo that I'm proud of, but I think it's what we're going to go with. I'm stoked about it.
It doesn't have that kind of high-tech scary background we were talking about.
Yeah. Someone was complimenting me one day. Oh, how do you get that awesome black background? And I was like, oh, I'll tell you, it's really complicated. I have this black curtain behind me.
And there you have it.
It was fun. Well, it's in the description of this video, so let's just go on ahead and get started. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my sister and my brother-in-law, Joy and Matt Solentrop.
Hey.
Hello.
And of course, why do we have them on the show but to play Some Degrees of Separation? And I'm stoked about it. So we'll give you the quick rundown of how the game works. Joe, you've never played the game before.
I have not. I have not played this game before. I've lived a piece of it, but I've never.
Sure.
I've never played it.
Sure. So
and I'm also notoriously bad with names. And as I get older,
good.
More of it is that guy in the thing at the place the thing and good old Snuffy or whatever.
Snuffy. Okay, cool.
Whatever you're talking about, it's like the thing with the stuff.
Yeah, the guy at the place.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for those of you who don't know the game, Joy, do you want to go ahead and give the explanation?
Yes, he does.
So it's like the 6 Degrees of Separation Kevin Bacon game, except we play it with barber shoppers, and we connect human A with human B and members of registered quartets that they have been in with different people.
We don't limit it to 6 degrees because.
Sometimes you can't.
So there you go. And that's the whole game.
Yeah.
And we're going to play some.
And again, it's barber shoppers, right? So we use the term human loosely.
Good point.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So let's give everybody an example. So Joy and Matt, can you guys connect Joe Hunter to Matt Solentrop?
Yes. Except I actually can't remember the name of that one quartet. So Joe will have to help me on one thing to remind me. So you go Joe
to John Ward.
Joe obviously sang with John Ward multiple.
I'm still singing with John Warden up all night, but I sang with him before that in Reveille. So.
Yep.
And then which quartet did he sing with Jeff Solano in?
He sang with Jeff in Talk of the South.
There you go.
Talk of the South.
So then we go.
They were Dixie District champs. Champs back in the day, as they would say.
Yeah.
In the day.
Someday. So then you go Jeff Solano we'll go Darren Drown in Stormfront. From Darren, you go to BMO Myers in Free Fall from the 90s.
CSD quartet.
CSD champ quartet. And which also included Jim Clark of Stormfront. So you could use either of that. Then you go BMO, sang with Jeff Bettito in the Noise Boys.
The Noise Boys, yep.
Yeah. Who sang with Mark Fortino, who everybody has sung with Mark Fortino.
Yeah.
So
that makes it easy.
They sang together in Premium Blend, another CSD champ. Now Mark currently sings in harmonium with Michael Troyer, and Michael Troyer and I sang in a quartet called Salty Dog.
So how many degrees was that? Was it like 8?
I think it's 8.
John, Jeff, Jingleheimer, Schmidt. Da, 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 da.
You know why? You know how we all know that Joy and I are definitely related by blood? I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, no, sure.
Wait,
and I
that's chilling. That's kind of chilling. Yeah.
What was it? John, Jeff, Darren,
BMO,
Vettito, Fortino, Troyer, Matt.
It is 8.
There you go. I totally guessed.
Yeah.
All right, so that is the game that we have in front of us. So here's what we need from y'all at home. You don't need to know the exact path of how one person gets to another, but you got to name 2 barbershoppers who have been in registered quartets, of course, because if not, then there's no way to connect them to anybody. And we're going to see if Joy and Matt can connect them. And that is today.
Yeah.
Y'all ready?
We live such exciting lives.
We were talking earlier before the stream started, and I said to Joe, like they were working through something, and I said to Joe, "This is how they spend all of their time. This is just what they do."
Well, we spend, to be fair, it's not like we sit around at the dining room while eating dinner. First of all, we never eat at the dining room table.
Great.
But mostly, we spend lots of time in the car over the years, going Cincy or here or a contest or a show.
Where's here for our new watchers?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Right. Yeah. Who hasn't? I mean, who hasn't spent a lot? If a barbershopper has not spent a lot of time in the car.
Right.
That was always our most creative time. That's when we got a lot done late at night, after shows.
Yeah.
Making the stop, in our case, back in Northeast, it would be the 7-Elevens or the Wawas,
We just discovered Wawa. Wawa's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, around here now where I am in Kentucky, it's UDF.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You got a dairy farmer. It was all the same stuff. We always used to call it the crappy cake run because you have to go and get Little Debbie's at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that's important though too. Yeah.
We need the sugar.
Okay, let's get into the game.
There we go.
All right, so
We digress.
I have a list of names here because I, such as my co-host, am not very good with names. So I have a bunch. I'm just gonna pick 2, and we're gonna go with it. Cool.
Joe's names are that guy and
Yeah. At my age, it's good old what's his face,
That's right. All right.
and what's his name, and what's his face, and what's his name.
All right,
Yeah.
so for this first one, let's say what's his face is Jim Henry,
I'm familiar.
and let's say what's his name is Clay Hine.
Is this gonna be easy?
It should be.
I hate when they always say that. I can't do one
Yeah.
of these, and they're
I think
always
we
every
should
time.
go
That's
for it, and
easy,
we have
right?
to go through like the
Mighty
mighty
Wind.
wind and that kind of journey.
Can you go through Boardwalk?
I think we have to, because that's how you get to Fred is because Jared sings it.
Yeah. Pookie.
Sure.
Other Pookie.
Not your Pookie, Joe. The other.
Right.
Other Pookie.
You're right.
Oh, thank God there's another Pookie. You told me to look that up, and I was like, that doesn't. Look
I'm sorry.
like
I could tell
Pookie.
Neil. You always said it to Neil Dingle, the real Pookie. I understand.
Oh no. Wait, Jim
Okay.
Henry and Clay Hine.
Yeah, I think you have to start with Clay,
Okay, Clay
because then that'll get you.
to the real Pookie.
Yeah, that's through.
Yeah, but I don't know how to get there now.
That's gonna go over big.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you go Clay to Pookie to Dave Callan
In Boardwalk.
and Boardwalk, and then sorry, I forget to name the quartets.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you go. What else did Dave sing?
Puck.
Dave sang with Puck and the Allies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Puck.
And Puck sings with Gary Lewis now,
Yes.
Yes.
who used to sing with Joe Connolly and Platinum,
There you go.
Yes.
who,
Okay.
where am I going?
Yeah.
To Kip Buckner in the Interstate Rebels or
Yep.
Old School,
Mhm.
to Jim Henry and Guess Husking.
That is fantastic. So that was 7. So we got it in 7.
We
I
got
just, I knew you had to get. It's like solving one of those things on the back of a cereal box, right? One of those,
Yeah.
without taking the pencil off the page. I knew you had to get the Kip.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
how do you? Yeah. So
And
that's
there's-
a trick,
Yeah, and there's different people are going to have different routes because things go to people's different brains in different ways. I'm saying different a lot.
People's
Kind
broken
of
brains.
Kind of like all roads led to Kip. It seemed like it was going to
I
seem.
think so. I think so. Yeah.
But we did it.
And we also
You
could. I mean, that also could have been taken to a Slamka, possibly.
Yeah, if you could get yourself to. So how would you? Let's see. How would we do that if we could connect it to a Slamka?
Yeah, give it a shot. See if you can't find the alternate route.
Well, the Slamkas just sang with themselves. I mean, I know.
Right.
I know they sang with other people, but that's what most people think about is you think of power play.
Sure, sure.
Slamka they always sang in their family group.
Power play. Yeah. I feel like I would
And
have to.
today is Jack's birthday.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Jack.
Um,
I would have to use Jim Henry to get to Slam Cut.
no, can
That works too.
you somehow use Fred in that from his Kentucky days.
You mean second edition?
Well, yeah. Well, I think
Brett Farrell, okay.
I think about second edition and thoroughbreds, and I think of the other people like, because Mark Hale sang with David Harrington in
Yeah,
what's it called?
good, a few good men.
Few Good Men. So
Yeah.
do you go that route at all?
If you wanted to, but I've lost
Wow.
who I'm connecting at this point.
Well, we're still connecting.
We weren't
the
really
same-
technically connecting anybody at this point.
Yeah.
We were just
No,
looking
let's
at
do
it.
something else.
All right.
We solve this riddle.
So here's what I want to do because I'm not great at it. Shh, Springs, be quiet. I'm not great at it, but I want to see if I can't challenge Joe.
Uh-oh.
And I want you guys to play backup. So like because you guys have all these strategies and different like routes to get from one person to another.
I got none of those. All I have is this many years. of
Jeez.
Knowledge is
Really,
power.
all this stuff I've forgotten, but it's okay.
Barbershop existentialism. All right. So let's see what we can't pull off here. So Joe,
Yeah.
let's go from Jeff Oxley
Uh-huh.
to Sean Devine.
Oh, I got that.
Jeff Oxley to Sean Devine. So Jeff goes to
And you two back him up. See what you can do.
No, it's pretty easy. That's actually pretty easy because
Okay,
it's Jeff goes to Max Q, right? Max Q goes to Tony. Tony sang with Sean Devine in a quartet in Mid-Atlantic with Jack Pinto. So I can do it in 3 moves.
Wow.
What quartet is that?
Good times.
Tony wasn't in that. Tim Warwick was.
I'm sorry.
But that
Tim
is
Warwick,
the
but you
connection.
make
No,
it
yeah.
one more connection. You make one more connection with
Yeah.
Tim.
Exactly.
Tony.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yep.
And honestly,
That's the trick. Good
that-
times helps us out a lot.
Yeah, 'cause Good times. The great story about Good Times is Dan Deerdorf, the baritone. He's the only guy who didn't win a gold medal
Yeah.
out of that quartet. And that quartet never won the Mid-Atlantic District.
oh wow.
Which is silly. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's not. It's really interesting. Well,
That-
Mid-Atlantic was like that.
Yeah, that helped. Good times helps us a lot when people try and get us to connect somebody in vocal spectrum to somebody else because most of the
Tim's
VS
the only
guy,
one
Tim's
who-
the only one who's ever. I mean, technically Johnny sang. I mean, they've sung in a college quartet before vocal spectrum, but
With
same-
people
the
who
same
not
way that-
want to sing barbershop. So
yeah.
The same way that
Tim's the
tomato
only
gets you to instant classic.
yes.
Right. So Good Times becomes like the utility play. It's the Swiss Army knife of quartets.
That's
That's
exactly
right.
right.
All right, good. So the score is
So I
1-1.
guess I did okay, although I left out a connection there the first
You
time.
did.
No, you got the tricky quartet.
Yeah.
So then, so I got lost. Then was that 3 or was that 4?
4.
I think it's technically 5.
Yeah. So how do we?
Jeff to Tony.
Tony.
Tony to, because if we have to get to, how do we get to Good Times?
Tony to Tim.
Oh,
Who did Tony sing? Well, wait. Who did Tony sing with to get you to Good Times? Right.
That's what it-
Yes.
Oh, Jack Pinto. Yeah. So Tony sang with Joe Conley, who sang with
Yeah,
Jack Pinto.
You
who
have to throw
sang for-
Joe in the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you
put Joe in the middle.
Joe
goes
Conley in the
of
middle,
that.
and then
Yeah. So it makes it 5, I think.
So it ended up
Yeah.
being 5. All right then.
Better than our 8.
Doing way better than I would do because I got a total of I don't know. Okay, let's do another one.
We
one.
need to figure out like a relatively easy ones for Zach.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Oh, I appreciate it. We go into the beginning of the game and we set it to easy mode for Zach,
Yeah, right.
and then we set it to expert mode for Joe.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do Drew Ochoa.
Got it.
I
This
just
is
have
more-
lots of names. I really should know this better. Let's do Drew Ochoa to. Can you go to Brett Littlefield?
Yeah,
that's a good couple names there.
Thank you.
that's not.
That's,
Yeah, I mean,
that's
it
actually
makes
shouldn't be that hard because you would pretty
Shouldn't
much
be,
get
but-
you would my instinct goes Drew to Nick. Actually no.
No, you can.
but you could also use. You could probably use Nick or Dave. Or
Parrot?
or you could use after
parrot
hours.
for what?
I'm not thinking about after hours. I just my brain went straight to
You went to Nick,
Christine.
you went to Nick Gordon, or yeah?
What? Oh, Dave Parrot for what?
well, he sings with I guess. Well, he sings
Bachman.
with Will, but I don't think that's the easier route.
No, probably.
Okay.
What's his name? Drew Ochoa. Nick.
Drew Ochoa.
Yes.
He has to get somewhere.
Nick Gordon.
Nick Gordon.
Nick Gordon. Okay.
Better. Probably not.
Well, who did he sing with outside of CSD?
Keep going.
Well, if you're singing, if you're going with Nick Gordon, then you go with Chris, the lead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
Yep.
Chris Vaughn.
And then
Chris
gotcha.
Vaughn. Once you get to Chris Vaughn, then you can get to Brett, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that gets you over to that side of the country.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And then
Yeah, so Joe, that is it. So while they're thinking of this, that's another one of the rules. You can connect somebody to the same quartet if it was different iterations of it.
Okay.
So to that extent,
Oh,
that Joy's light bulb just went off.
okay, go for it. What you got?
Alan Gordon
Yeah.
Sure.
A masterpiece.
with
Brett.
Okay, so that was supposed to be a lot more dramatic than what he allowed it to be.
All
Who's
right.
my beginning person?
You're starting with Drew Ochoa.
Drew Ochoa, Nick Gordon. Where did I go? Chris Vaughn.
Chris
Yes.
Vaughn. And
That's obvious. Okay, Alan Gordon, Brett Littlefield.
Alan Gordon, right?
So I'm counting it as 4 because there were 4 connections.
Okay,
Is that the right way to do that?
sure.
I don't know.
Sick.
I didn't make the game. I think your parents did. So
we have to go back and look at the style sheet to find out, I guess.
that's right. We'll let our performance judge tell us how we did there.
Oh, great.
With-
Cool.
With maximum drama.
Indeed.
I tried. He did not play into that, but that's most of my life. So
Jeez. And like we were saying, folks at home, if you are watching, you want to throw. Dad just said, Chris 2. ... I was just saying that. So, like we're saying, you can throw out a
Yeah.
challenge. Just give us 2 names. You don't have to know how they connect. You don't have to go through all that process. Give us 2. We'll see if these 2 can crack it. Because I'm pretty sure if I name any 2 people on this list, they'll get it.
How big is your list?
My list?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. I didn't count. Wow, 20. Exactly. I did not mean to do that.
Cute.
But I'll take it. Okay. And I also don't remember what quartets I pulled them from, so I hope I don't name somebody who was in the same
Okay.
quartet.
I'm gonna try to pick one for Zach.
Worse than naming 2 people from the same quartet would be not knowing it and having trying to make connections. Okay.
That's why they do the connections and I
Right.
name random people.
What
Because
else?
it's more fun for me.
What else you got?
What else I got? Let's do Drew Wheaton to Mike Slamka.
That's an easy one, isn't
They
it?
always say it. Joe, they always say that every
Well, it's
time.
just like
Whether it is or it isn't.
I know.
It should be.
like it should be. So then I'm like, okay, I just have to. I'm encouraging myself. Drew currently
Jay.
sings with who's the other person?
Mike Slamka.
Next name.
Mike Slamka.
Here, Joy, now you say it.
Oh,
Yeah, that's real quick.
yeah. That's very fast. Drew
What
Wheaton
was
sang
that? Wait, what was that sound?
I was saying I think
Sorry. I apologize. Continue.
Drew Wheaton sang in Miller's Boys with his father-in-law, Jay Hawkins. Jay Hawkins sang in the Interstate Rivals with Kit Buckner. Who am I going to?
Mike
Slamka,
Slamka.
who sang in Gas House Gang with Jim Henry, who sings with Mike Slamka in Crossroads.
Crossroads.
I wasn't keeping count. That's my job, and I totally didn't do it.
5.
Yeah, I think you're
I
right.
said something
all right.
here.
No, I think I wasn't paying attention. Yeah,
Miller's Boys, Rivals, Gas House Gang, Crossroads.
you say noise one? Miller's Boys.
Miller's Boy. Jim Miller.
Boys.
Have you heard of him?
No, I'm familiar.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at this chorus vinyl hanging on my wall right
That
now.
was a quartet. That's a quartet. I'm not familiar with Miller's Boys. I never really experienced that.
Well, yeah. So it's so Drew Wheaton is married to Jim Miller's granddaughter,
Chris.
Okay.
He's
Chris,
Jay's
okay.
son.
Yeah.
and that's Jay's daughter, and so it was Jay Hawkins, JJ Hawkins. That's Chris's
Ah,
brother.
Right.
And then Chris and JJ's cousin Billy Crutcher,
Oh, Billy Crutcher. Yes, sure.
Jay Hawkins.
Yeah.
And that was a quartet
And they
called
sang
Miller's Boys, and they sang
Citation.
citation songs.
How long were they? How long were they around?
I think
Couple
they did.
contests.
I think they did 2 contests in
Okay.
the Cardinal.
Right.
This was probably now 5-6 years ago, maybe.
Yeah,
Right. Oh, okay.
around for it.
I was around for it. Yeah.
Probably
So-
6 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
That's what gives these two an edge on this game specifically, is just the knowledge of the quartets that some of these people got into for like a district contest one time.
As I would say, for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
For a cup of-
Right.
They're just gonna hang out. We can register. Why not? And that's just where they go with it, and it's pretty great. All right, so since we've got Joe here and
Yeah.
you guys, I'm gonna issue the challenge that I just got from a woman named Margie Coleman. If I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, I apologize.
His friend.
Margier.
Margie, yeah. Here you go. Let's see if you guys can do this. Terry Clark to Jim Miller.
So what is the challenge?
Terry Clark to Jim
No, I
Miller.
know, but are we doing it as a group?
Like all three of us as a
Yeah,
team.
go for it. If you, yeah, we're not competing against each other here.
Terry
Well,
Clark.
Terry
Terry
sang
Clark.
that-
Wow.
Well, so he did that other. Did that register? Wasn't he in that other seniors quartet for a minute?
Who? Jim Miller? Or Clark?
Terry Clark, who was with Scott Brandon.
Yeah, Our Town.
Yeah, with Scott Brandon,
That's where you have to go. You have to go to Scott. You have to go to Scott with Our Town.
and then
But now, where do you go from Scott to get to Jim?
Ken Buckner,
Okay.
probably.
Did Scott sing with Ken Buck? Did Scott
Can
sing with
you
Ken
get,
Buck?
can you get Kip from Scott?
You should be able to,
'Cause
because
they sang in the Barons.
Kip sang in the Barons with Ken, with his dad. So, Joe,
But you still have to get to Scott. Scott sang. Do you get there through George Gipp and Chicago Court of Trade or J.G. Lombardo or?
Who else was
Yeah.
in the kids?
Steve Thacker and
Steve, Randy, and Scott and George Gibb.
Ooh, it's a thinker.
I'm sure Mom already had Margier
Margier, yes.
already has it.
Well, Court of, like I said,
Or at
you-
least somebody
you
in
get
that
George-
house.
You get George Gibb to Court of Trade, then that gets to J.G. Lombardo or to.
Right, so you could go that way.
And then where do you go from there? Like, who are we looking for after that?
You do
I think you have to, if you're going the other way. Well, can you use Bill Myers and all?
Revival is all I know.
That's true.
Besides
Because
citation.
if you're going from Jim Miller, kind of probably the most probable route is to use Ken Buckner, and Ken sang with Kip
To Kip,
in the
yes.
Barons. So, and then Kip you can connect easily. So if you can figure out how to get right now,
Wait,
Oh, did you get it?
maybe.
Okay.
How do I get Brian Zink to Scott Brandon? I bet he sang with Steve Thacker in something. I bet he
I
did.
feel like we've had this conversation on the stream before.
Steve
I actually
Thacker.
think we had this exact conversation the last time you guys were on the stream.
Mark Bowman. Because Kip sang in a quartet with his brother in the Cardinal District recently.
Okay.
And Todd, Kip's brother, sang with Brian Zink in a quartet
Okay.
Oh, okay.
back in the day.
Okay.
So if we can get Uncle Bun,
Which is what we call Brian Zink.
I'm trying to go the JG route.
yeah, I mean, I like Joe's idea. I'm sure it's faster.
Oh,
Oh,
There's the drama we were looking for.
There's a light bulb.
Okay.
92.
So how did we get to? We went from who are we starting with? I've lost it now.
Scott.
You started with Terry Clark.
Terry
Started with
Clark.
Terry Clark.
Terry
Clark.
Clark. We did Terry Clark to
Stop.
Scott Brannon.
and then we can Scott.
Stop.
No.
Can you read it again? Because I'm a little confused.
About
Terry Clark to Jim Miller.
And we're going to use Scott Brennan to get there. Is that what you said?
well, that's what I'm trying to say.
I think that they were getting
Sorry.
there, yeah.
I'm sorry. I was confused. I needed
Because Joe
assistance,
said J.G. Lombardo.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
which is a good one.
You use J.G. Lombardo in Grandma's Boys, who sang with. So
Oh.
there's Don Barnick.
Duh.
Don Barnick sang in Keepsake with Joe Connolly, who sang
With Kip.
with Kip and the Rivals
And old school.
and Old School. And then, like we said, Kip goes to Ken Buckner to Jim Miller.
All roads lead to Kip. Kip is one of those conductor.
Yeah.
Or Paul Gilman too. Paul Gilman's
Paul Gilman's
another.
a big one, yeah.
Paul Gilman, yeah. Right.
And by the way, the hint you got from our French viewer here was Tabasco Cats.
Thank you. I knew it.
Yes.
I
Was
knew
that the
it.
Zink and Todd one?
Zinc and no.
That's the other way to go.
Oh,
That's
Mikey.
Thacker.
Steve Thacker.
Thacker.
Yeah.
So that's probably the way she went.
So that's
Okay.
the other way. That's the Steve Thacker way. The George Gipp way takes you to the Jill Lombardo way.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
Court of trade and goes out that way.
So we came from both directions, so I had a hard time keeping count. So go from the top, Terry Clark to Jim Miller. Go.
So
the
it's
first move you have to make for everyone, it's Terry Clark to Scott Brannon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now you can bifurcate. Woo, at this point, you can either go one of the Cincinnati kids, you can go Steve Thacker,
Hmm.
or you can branch off George Gipp.
Okay, and I
Yeah.
think we went Gip, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
we
that's
went
two.
Gipp. That goes to Chicago Court of Trade with
Mhm.
J.G. Lombardo.
JG.
Okay, once you go to J.G. Lombardo, then you go off to Grandma's Boys,
Yep, Don Barnick.
and that goes to Don Barnick.
Don Barnick. Okay.
Don Barnick takes you to
Joe.
Joe Conley.
Joe
Keep-
Connolly.
Yeah.
Keepsake.
Right.
And then from Joe Connolly, you can get to Kip Buckner.
Kip, who
So
goes
Ken-
to
Who
Ken.
goes to Ken? Who sang in the Citations with Jim Miller?
So there you go. So that's 8.
Okay.
So it's still our max. We haven't gone over
Not
8
long
yet.
there.
We haven't gone over 8 yet. Bravo.
So that's a good one though. That Terry Clark to Jim Miller. That's a good one.
That
That was really good teamwork for Joe and Matt. You guys did a really good job.
everybody who's never been named Coleman did a great job that time. That was awesome. Oh, we got
Joe's sage wisdom with my useless
Name remembrance.
name remembrance. Or, I don't know how I know half the stuff that's in my brain.
all right. Let's do another one. Let's throw another one at you guys real quick. Let's do real quick right off the cuff. Roger Ross and David Zimmerman. It got very quiet. Just so we're aware, we didn't freeze.
You mean new Papa David Zimmerman? He just had a baby like 2 days. ago.
Yay!
Feel it.
Awesome.
Felix.
Do you guys relate to that in any way?
I have not had a baby. No.
Oh, okay.
It's going to.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll get around to it one of these days.
The key word there was yet.
Uh-huh.
Just wonder.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
We
right.
are having a baby on February 18th or
Or
somewhere around then.
Woohoo.
All right. Okay.
Where that play mark.
Awesome.
Okay.
Anyway,
so
back to the game.
Roger Ross.
Back to the
to
important things.
David Zimmerman.
Roger Ross to David Zimmerman.
Roger Ross to David.
David Zimmerman
Go
sang
up.
in Tomato. He also sang in Instant Classic. Oh. Okay.
Oh,
I have a direction.
See, Joe, the way that the last time they came on the show,
Oh.
the way that I
This is stop. This is very easy.
again.
This is ridiculous. I don't know why it took me so long to think about it. Who am
Okay.
I connecting? Roger Ross to David Zimmerman.
Yeah.
That's the ones. Those are the
Roger Ross used to sing in a quartet called Lucky Day Pants. They were named Lucky Day Pants by Jim Miller because there was a Lucky Day skirts at the time.
ones. Okay.
So Roger Ross was the
Oh, boy.
original tenor of that quartet
Okay.
called
Oh,
Lucky Day.
Lucky Day Pants.
It was
'Cause
called
they-
Lucky Day because
they
there
were-
was also a
Oh,
women's
Lucky Day
quartet
Pants,
named-
Lucky Day. I see.
Yes.
I see. It's like
Yes.
Lucky Day
Yeah,
Staff, Lucky Day.
that's what Jim Miller
Male,
called them.
Lucky Day Female.
Joe, they turned into the franchise.
Oh, the franchise. I got it. Got it. Got it. Yep.
But Roger was the original tenor of that quartet. And
Yeah.
so
Who
what do you
was the
think?
bass?
The original bass of that quartet was Brian Ziegler.
So Brian Ziegler goes to Drew Ochoa in After Hours. Drew Ochoa sang with David and You Say Tomato, I Say Barbershop.
Bam. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That was easy. Once you know the connection.
And
Once
it
you know about Lucky Day Pants, you're home.
And he was in Lucky Day Skirts.
My best friend and Jim Miller's granddaughter, Chris Wheaton.
I feel
Oh, cool.
I feel like Lucky Day Pants is what I have to change the name of my taco pants to.
I don't,
Just because
Yeah.
they're always the best. It's the lucky day. You're gonna wear those and you're gonna be lucky that day.
yeah, talk.
It's the kind of nickname you'd want to. It feels to me just a little bit, either a little ghetto, or a little bit Sopranos. You know, I'm Joe Lucky Day Pants Hunter. You know.
I really like that version.
Mhm.
I'm on board with that.
The New Yorker, of course, you came up with that.
Oh, well, here's my friend Lucky Day Pants.
Oh,
Holy
God.
walnuts and Joe Lucky Day Pants.
Okay. All right, let's do a couple more before we call it an episode. Because time flies when you're having fun. Let's do. See, I put Paul Gilman down, but he's the connection to everybody, so it would be way too short. So
We need
let's.
to remember to use PK.
All right, he's connective tissue.
Yeah, yeah.
He is.
He hasn't been tonight, but he's been themed very often or
I
highlighted.
I bet.
Okay. I feel like I need to pull up the list of quartets too, so I don't name the same person from the same quartet. I'm gonna feel really bad if I do
That
that.
would be embarrassing for you.
It would be
don't
the
think I can,
end
you
of
know.
everything.
As we
Let's
know.
That's on the stream.
okay. Let's do some Tims. How about Warwick to Broersma?
You knew you were gonna say that.
Of course you did.
Well, I think this is when we have to use the good times.
Good time connection.
The Good Times
You
key.
remember when Tim Broersma and his dad were in that quartet like way long ago? Joe, you might have to help on that.
They were in a quartet together, but I don't remember what their name was.
I don't either. So now we don't know who was in it.
Yeah,
All I know is
that's-
it was the two of them.
Well,
Because I'm trying to think of who.
because you can't really go through real time. I mean, I know you can, but
Well, you
I don't.
have to.
I mean,
Yeah.
you have to get through the Metzgers. I mean, how would you get to the Metzgers to get there, right?
I know. You have to though. Who else is John Newell sung with?
Probably people in Australia.
Right.
Right. Tim
Ooh.
Broersma has
That's a good one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to see where Broersma goes.
Mhm.
Right. So Tim Warwick can go to Sean Devine or Jack Pinto or
Right.
that other guy. But
Dan Deerdorf.
Dan Deerdorf. But I don't know any of his quartets, and I don't think it was with a Metzger.
I don't think he was ever in another quartet other than Good Times.
Well, see, he doesn't count then.
He was a baritone, so it really doesn't count. So in that quartet,
Wow.
True.
I
I
believe-
mean,
Jack Pinto sang bass in that quartet in Good Times.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
So if you get to Sean Devine, you can get from Sean Devine to that's going to be a dead
throwback
end.
people. Throwback.
Oh, sure. Throwback. And Throwback's had a couple of replacements too, haven't they?
Yeah,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
that can take you to Paul Saka, which
Uh-huh.
can get you to
By the way, if
Like-
you guys at home are finding a solution to this, or at least a couple connections that might be useful, feel free to put those in the chat as well.
Get you to Tim Brooks. It can get you to Tim Brooks. It can also get
Yeah.
you to Clay Hine. It can also get you to.
I'm
doesn't
just
help-
trying to figure out
None of the
who-
signature connections help.
Yeah, I don't think
All
so.
too young.
And
It's,
that was down in Florida too. We want to be, I'm pointing to my map on the wall, which you can't see.
Yeah.
no, the West,
We want to
Coast,
be up here.
Yeah, cool.
the Great Northwest, as they call it.
Yes.
I love watching all the ways that you guys do this because I would have never thought of that to be like, oh, okay, this is where that person lives in that district. So can we get to somebody who's in that district usually? Like I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This might be one that I'm
think-
not able to figure out because I'm not as educated on Tim Broersma's quartets in the past. I know
It's it's also the Evergreen District, which was for me the furthest away from where I was in New York.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
right,
Pretty
exactly.
far away, so I wasn't dealing with much Evergreen stuff.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but I have seen a picture in an old harmonizer of Tim Broersma and his dad being in a quartet together that competed at international one time.
Okay.
I think they competed. It might have been with Marty Lovick, even.
Okay.
That's familiar. That's
Okay.
very familiar.
It's with Marty, but Marty doesn't really go much places. Although you could, if you allowed coaching to be it, then it's easy because he's coached most of these.
Right. He's judged me. Does that count?
Hey, don't judge me. I understand.
Are we gonna connect you to Tim?
Well,
All right. So I'll tell you what.
That's a tough one.
We'll have you guys on again and we'll do a redemption of this. You guys go talk to Tim and say, give us your entire registered quartet history. We're gonna figure this out.
no, Tim
Oh,
Broersma.
you know what I will do? I will talk to Marty Lovick, who I talk to a lot, and just say, hey, Marty, how do we make this connection?
Judge together. Yeah.
Go for it, man.
Ask
You guys
Marty.
do that and we will get onto it next time you're on the stream.
Definitely no.
Okay.
But until then,
We will
let's-
have that.
Frustrated.
let's
It
do-
goes to bed. I'm gonna figure it out and then text you. So
Cool. Man, if you get it to me by Friday, I'll let everybody know that you figured it out.
it is Friday. Do you
Next
know?
Friday.
It's going to be like that. Doing this is going to be like, it's like that itch you just can't quite reach.
Oh, yeah.
It ain't going away.
Oh, Joe, I will have a text from them in like 20, 30 minutes from now.
I'll
Like
bet.
legit.
Of course.
All right, so put that one away a second. Let's end this on one that we can definitely get through, yeah?
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yes.
So let's go. Let's stick with Tim Warwick. And let's play the tenors game and go to Kip Buckner.
Oh yeah. Tim Work, Kip Buckner.
That's really easy. Isn't it?
that's just
Tim.
Oh, good. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, you jump in on it now.
Tim to Jack Pinto
to Kip
to Kip
Faulkner.
Buckner.
Kip Buckner.
No,
Oh, okay, great.
Jack Pinto's the connection there.
2. We did it in 2, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Matt and Joy, thanks for being on the show today. I had a ton of fun. Joe, I hope you have fun with this new game.
When my head wasn't hurting, it was a lot of fun.
That's valid.
yeah.
Good.
No, it's very cool, and it's interesting. It just goes to show you how big and how small our community is, which is kind of a cool thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that. And I'm pretty sure our parents made it up, Zach.
Okay. I was
I
going to
mean,
give you guys full
First
credit,
time
but
I
that's
ever
fine.
heard of it. Oh, that's the first time I ever heard of it. And so we also play Barbershop 20 Questions, another game we could play on the show.
Sure.
And one time Matt and I were playing Barbershop 20 Questions in the car, and then I just remembered hearing mom and dad play this game when I was young, like
Mhm.
little. And I was like, okay, let's play. And now we're obsessed with it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Connect the quartetters. Okay.
Yeah.
We will do this again sometime. Before we go, Matt, plug your CD.
Fleet Street has a CD. Please buy it. It costs a lot of money to make,
Wow.
and there are no shows happening to settle in. No, all that's true, but we had a really great time. Drew Wheaton was our engineer, and he just did a fantastic job. It was his first project to do a quartet, and our first project as a quartet, and I think everybody came out very, very happy with the finished product. So
How could I buy this?
You can go
CD?
to fleetstreetquartet.com for all your purchasing needs.
Mhm,
And yeah,
mhm.
or shoot us a message on Facebook.
It's not out on Spotify or anything yet?
No, we're trying to make money on it first.
Right.
Sure.
We don't want to get like that monthly check from like iTunes or Spotify for like,
Like
you know,
6 cents.
$2.
6 cents. 6 cents.
Yeah.
Oh, 6 cents. Yeah.
So Matt, what's your favorite track on the album?
Ooh.
And it hasn't changed since the album's been out.
Ooh, that's a good question too.
It
Ooh.
probably has, because you know, especially you go through different phases and you're like, initially you're like, I hate listening to myself.
Yeah.
You know, nobody likes listening to themselves.
Right.
But then, you know, you're through the whole journey and you're listening to stuff that Drew sends and we're sending
Mhm.
feedback. And so for me, it's been awesome to see, you know, over 14, 15 months of this project, the evolution of it. And so my favorite track right now probably is the opener. It's Aaron's Art, our lead, arranged 3 songs on the album, and
Nice.
this is one of them. And it's the very first one. It's from a musical called Dogfight, and it's a mashup of Some Kind of Time and Hey Good Looking, both from Dogfight.
Not the Hey Good Looking you're thinking of, Zach.
Interesting.
And then
Thank you for
honestly,
reading my mind.
one of my other ones happens to be another Aaron chart, and it's an Aaron solo ballad called Again, which he arranged. The original artist name was Scott Allen, that I was not familiar with, but he knocks it out of the park and makes me realize how lucky I am to get to sing with him on a regular basis. So.
Right on. And Joy, what's your favorite track on the album? Choose your words very carefully.
Ooh,
Um,
me? Oh, Joy.
Who? Are you asking me?
You,
Joy,
yes,
yeah,
Joy.
The Clown Song.
Uh,
What's it called?
it's called
Let Me Down.
It's a
Kevin Keller arrangement. We love Kevin Keller in St. Louis. He's been on the show before here with you,
Mhm.
Yes.
Paul. And
It's from a show called The Wild Party.
Thank you, from The Wild Party, and it's really fun, and it's like really barbershop, which is just I love that. And it starts out really fun with their bass Ian saying "ladies and gentlemen," and it's really neat, and I love it, and they do a really great job of it.
Sounds good. Well,
That's going to be one of our new contests. Well, it's not new because we've been singing it forever, but we haven't competed in God knows how long.
been a
So
bit.
that'll be one of our new contest songs once we get back on the stage next year.
Right on. Well, thank you guys a lot for being on the show, and we will check in with you some other time. Peace out.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It was a lot of fun.
And
Thanks,
that'll be our show for the night. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hopefully you catch them next time. Let's play some more games. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet. Leave a like on this video. Hit that notification bell so you get a notification every time we post something. There will be a lot more content coming up in the near future. And until next week, my name is Zach Holman.
And I'm Joe Hunter.
And on behalf of Southern Gateway Chorus, I hope you have a great week.
Take it easy.
Until we meet again.